So hello, everybody, and welcome to our AGM for BANA. Thank you all for making the time to join us. We will try to keep everything on time, realizing that everybody is probably at work, but we do appreciate, I see babies in the screen. Hello, Chelsea. I see lots of great faces we haven't seen for a while, so welcome. I'm just looking through, so I have two screens going. I'm not in my office, so I feel bad if I'm looking up, but Lucy, did you want to welcome the board of directors and
Sure.
say hello to everybody?
Yes. So good afternoon, everyone. I would just ask if everybody could mute themselves until there's the voting portion, just so that we don't have a lot of distractions. We do have some construction work going on around our building as well, so I apologize in advance for any noise you might hear. As you saw, this session will be recorded for those who may be missing the meeting today, but it does give me a great pleasure to welcome you to this year's virtual annual general meeting. We're recapping and really highlighting our 2021 and 2022 year. It is so important for us to have these opportunities to connect with our community, even if it's just over Zoom. I think in our current environment, community relationships and connections are more important than ever. And I hope you all received a copy of the AGM in your email, and it was a link electronically sent in your email. In this report, you'll find program highlights, statistics, finances, and some future directions. Before I do introduce Kelly Goslin, our board president, to begin the formal part of the meeting, I would like to just introduce you to our board. And so this is me. And this is our board of directors here. So I just wanted to put them out there to introduce them and thank them. And I will be doing that throughout the meeting. So I'm going to turn it over to Kelly for the formal part of the meeting to begin.
Thank you, Lucy. And thank you to Patrick as well for all your work putting the AGM together. I know it takes a lot, and the team's always fantastic at doing this. So thank you both for your time and efforts. So again, welcome to the AGM. We are so happy to have everybody here with us today. Just to go over how our voting will work. As attendees of the meeting, you are considered members of BANA, eligible to vote on motions brought forward at this meeting. As certain motions appear on your screen, you will see a vote logo in the bottom right corner. When I call for the vote, we will ask anyone willing to first and second the motion to indicate so in the chat box, so we can record the motion for our minutes. I will then call for an all in favor. Given the number of attendees, if you're all in favor and are sharing your screen, we ask you that you just feel free to raise your hands or use the thumbs up icon on the bottom of your screen. I will then call all opposed. If you oppose the motion, please post in the chat box so that we can record this for our minutes. Okay, so if anybody has any challenges, Lucy will be watching the chat box as well, so you can always put something in there and we'll address it as we move forward. So for my president's report, this is the AGM is done so well by Patrick and Lucy, and they really do a wonderful review of the entire year, but it has been an outstanding year for BANA. Every year, as the team works forward, we become more recognized provincially and nationally, and not just for our local efforts, which is so phenomenal to see BANA become leaders within our industry. We have expanded with our board members. So we do have new board members this year, which we are so lucky for, and we are so thankful for their dedication and their volunteerism. We are looking to expand our board as well in the upcoming months. And I know that Lucy will probably mention this somewhere throughout her executive director's report, but Anna, who has been our longstanding financial director and a long-standing member of the BANA board, will be exiting her position this year. Moriarty Goslin will be taking over for her, and there's been wonderful training being done with that. So we know we're in great hands. But Anna, from the bottom of all of our hearts, we cannot thank you for your dedication, for your time that you've given to BANA, your expertise in your leadership. It's been unwavering, and you really have helped Lucy and the team there drive BANA to the different levels over your time period with the board. So thank you so much, Anna. I also just want to say a huge thank you and welcome to some of our new BANA Employees, we are expanding at this time. Again, Lucy will go through all the wonderful details about how BANA has expanded their programs, their much needed programs. But we do have new faces within the office, and obviously to our team members who have been with us from year to year. We can never thank you enough for, again, your professionalism, your expertise, how you represent BANA, the kindness and the care that you give to our clients. So a wonderful thank you to all of you as well. So I'm going to move forward to the actual agenda now, just to get moving forward. If I can just get a motion to accept our president's report. So if I can get a motion for the president's report, and if someone can just put it through the chat, that'd be great. So Carrie Zoll, thank you so much. And if I can get a second. Marissa, thank you. All in favor? See some hands. Thank you. And if anyone opposes the motion. Thanks, Stephanie. Great. So we'll move forward. So moving on to the approval of the agenda. You'll see it's right here on the screen. Again, we're asking for the votes to approve the agenda. So if I can have a motion for approval of the agenda. I just need someone to put it into the chat. There we go. Thank you, Chelsea. And Anna, so I see Anna is going to motion, and Chelsea would be our seconder. If I can have an all in favor. Wonderful. All opposed? Excellent. Motion carries. So we will have now the approval of the minutes from the 2020 AGM, along with your copy of this year's annual report. You received it via email yesterday. You would have received the minutes from our 2021 annual general meeting. Hopefully you've had a time to look at it and take a peek. If I can have a motion to accept the minutes from 2021. I think I got Marissa, thank you. And if I can have someone, a seconder, and Jade, thank you so much. All in favor? Awesome. And all opposed? Excellent, motion carries. Thank you so much. Approval for the slate of directors for the 2022-2023. On the screen is the slate of directors and their duration of the term as proposed. Can I have a motion to accept the slate of directors as proposed? Okay, Anna's motion, thank you. And can I have a seconder? And Sasha, thank you so much. Or sorry, Sarah, thank you so much. All in favor? All opposed? And motion carries. Thank you so much. I'd like to now introduce Anna. I would like to take this opportunity again to say thank you so much, Anna, and to turn it over the presentation to Anna to do our highlight our financial year's report.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for attending and your continued support of BANA. I'll just take a few minutes to highlight some of the areas, the financial statements that are important benchmarks, and some areas that showed some level of material change. These financial statements for the year ended March 31st, 2022 were audited by Gordon Lee and Company CPAs. But before I hand it over to Julie, I will do a high level overview. As you can see, cash and investments for the fiscal 2022 were $222,710. It's a slight increase from previous year. There's a grant receivable of $39,251, and this is related to the new program, eating disorder intensive outpatient program funding that was received after the year end. So it's presented on the financial statement as a grant receivable. There are no other significant changes in the assets of the organization compared to the previous year. If you look at the liabilities, there is an increase of 75 in accounts payable, but again, this is mostly for the IOP funding and the expenses accrued by the end of the year. There's a long-term debt on last year's statements that have been paid off during the year, and this is for the COVID loan that was taken out and now repaid. The general fund shows an increase and it's now at 32,682. The increase is due to the surplus reported during the year. And the capital reserve fund remained the same, and so did the equity. Next slide. So the government funding for 2022 was approximately 761,000 compared to 797, which is a slight decrease. But donations, other income, and fundraising for the year were roughly 48,000 compared to 28. So there was a $20,000 increase to support BANA's core and extended services. The overall expenses increased, but then again, this is due to the two new programs, one with OCOBET and the other one with the new funding for intensive outpatient program that I'm sure Lucy will talk about. So that accounts for the difference compared to last year. So overall, the financial position shows a surplus of 238,000, which is incredible given the fact that, you know, this is a nonprofit organization and all the challenges that we've seen the last 2 years. So it is with much pride and sadness that I step down. The organization is in great hands. I'm very proud of what we achieved in the last 7 years. So I would like to thank the board, Lucy, and BANA staff for giving me this opportunity to serve as a treasurer. And I look forward to seeing all the future great achievements from BANA. So thank you so much. And I would like to hand it over to Julia, I think, to present the financials. Julia, to present the financial statements. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna. It's sad to see you go, but it's great. I think you're leaving it in great hands, and that was a great presentation. So there's not much for me to do. Again, thank you, Madam Chair, for having me and Lucy and the team present the statements. Just highlight more. So we've issued an independent and qualified independent auditor's report. So there is a qualification just based on the type of organization that BANA is, which is a charity. There was no adjusting entries made during our audit, which means that's amazing news. So the whole BANA team and Johnny and Lucy are doing a great job. And the treasurer, of course. Again, Anna's done a great job with presenting everything. There's some great news. If anyone wants the notes to the financial statements, which is more detail of the background of those numbers that were discussed, please email and I will get them to you. Other than that, everything's good news for BANA. So a big accomplishment for the board and of the team, and looking forward to BANA expanding and growing more. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Julia. And thank you again, Anna. There's some nice comments in the chat. If I can have a motion to accept the audit report as proposed. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you. Motions and carries will second. Thank you so much. All in favor? All opposed? Excellent. Motion carries. Thank you so much. Do you need another motion to accept our appointed auditor for the 2022-2023 fiscal year? So if I could have a motion to accept Gordon B. Lee as auditor for our 2022-2023 as proposed. Thank you. So Anna motioned and Marissa second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Lucy to your executive director's report. Thanks, Lucy.
Thank you so much, Kelly and Anna and Julia and everybody for ongoing support. You know, it is really wonderful to see so many familiar faces on the screen today, and I really appreciate you attending over lunch. I do realize that people are probably eating or trying to fit in their lunch. as we're doing this. So thank you guys. In the past 2+ years, we have collectively, I think, can all agree that we've experienced life in a way that we've never been prepared for, or anything could prepare us for this type of pandemic that we've experienced. Moving forward, I am hopeful that we're all in recovery and that we take these experiences as valuable learnings. During the past several months, we've had a refocused aim that reflects the needs of today's community. As you know, lots has changed over the pandemic. This means new goals, new ideas, and enhanced collaborations with community partners, which have required us to be more creative, resourceful, and obviously more flexible. We continue to strive to deliver better client care, education, and prevention of eating disorders through values that we share of teamwork, leadership, flexibility, and integrity. I have to remember to change my slides here. So, all right. So one of our big fundraising events is our Children's Fest. So although we were unable to host the Children's Fest in partnership with Rotary 1918, we were able to successfully create this wonderful Children's Fest activity book. And this was through our partnership with Rotary 1918. And we printed 32,000 copies that were both in French and English that were delivered to all 4 school boards. The exciting news is that we will be continuing with the event this year, and September 17th and 18th. So save the date for all the families, grandkids, kids. It will be bigger and better than ever, and we will be hosting it at Central Park Athletics. So stay tuned for more information on that. We also want to, BANA once again wants to really thank for the support of our charity bingo. Even during closures, we received support from our bingo. So that was just incredible and really helped us out tremendously. BANA would like to share our gratitude to Paradise Charitable Gaming Association and the City of Windsor and OLG for once again welcoming BANA into their program. All right, so parlez-vous français? So BANA will remain and has remained committed to enhancing French language services. Over the years, we have conducted services using bilingual staff. We've offered Francophone health promotion presentations and actively recruited bilingual staff and continue to do so. We've translated many print and web resources into French as well, and you can find that on our website. For the most of you, and I think all of you that are sort of in this group here, you've seen our BANA Be Yourself Mental Health and Wellness magazine. So in fall of 2020, we were putting out a tremendous amount of blogs on our social media and sharing so much information out to the public. And overnight, we literally, and Patrick Kelly is really taking credit for this one, developed this magazine literally overnight as a way to have a quarterly magazine that we can continue to engage, educate, and create awareness for our readers. To say that the reach exceeded our expectations is an understatement. We have writers from over 5 different countries and readership reaching over 35 countries, if you can believe it. So thank you everybody that has spread this out, and we will continue to print and share digital copies. So BANA has continued to participate in Eating Disorders Ontario Prevention. So over 3 years, I could be mistaken, it could be almost 4 years, BANA, along with 4 other prominent eating disorder programs across Ontario, were invited by Dr. Gail McVeigh to participate in the development of a new layer of funded prevention services in Ontario. The shared vision is really to expand the continuum of care of eating disorder services delivery in Ontario by adding prevention services to the existing specialized eating disorder treatments. BANA is gratified to be recognized for the unique skill set in the development of health promotion and community partnership. This past January, BANA hired our first prevention specialist, and this is the first prevention specialist in the province. So we are really looking forward to how this program will grow and it will be brought to, on the ground, as they say. But we're not stopping there. So one of the big accomplishments as we move through this past fiscal is BANA alongside with our partners, Windsor Regional Hospital and Windsor Essex Community Health Center, received funding from the Ontario Health to launch an intensive outpatient program for eating disorders in our region. This is really unbelievable and fantastic news, not only for the people in our community, but also for our service delivery system, which will receive a little bit more help in order to involve more of an intensive opportunity in our stepped care approach. At the end of fiscal, we began the recruitment for key positions to add to our team. So this is our IOP team in collaboration with our partners. So welcome, and it's so wonderful to have you all here. So BANA's success is the direct result of support, commitment, and enthusiasm of our community, our donors, our eating disorder network. We belong to a big network of 38 other eating disorder programs in the province, and we continue to support our work through funding from Ontario Health. April 1st, we did quite a restructuring, and you'll see this demonstration as I show you. This was sort of our staffing, I guess, model. And if we looked at our organizational chart, this is what it looks like. And if you look at it now, it's grown tremendously. So we're really proud of everybody that has participated in reaching this goal. And, we're able to do this through the support, obviously, of our funding and our partnerships and to offer these new services. I want to say a big thank you to our board of directors who are beyond supportive. They are kind, devoted, and exceptional frontrunners of BANA and its mission and vision. It is with their openness and guidance that we've been able to thrive. A big thank you to our fearless leader, Kelly Gosselin, our board president, and our outgoing treasurer, Anna, who is always willing to provide guidance and assistance all of these years. To our staff, words could not really express my gratitude for you, especially in the last few years. I read this quote and I'm going to read it to you. The strength of the team is each individual member. The strength of each member is the team. And I think that really encompasses our team here at BANA. Our clinical team experienced an influx of referrals like no other time in the history of BANA, but they took on the challenge. And I want to say a special thank you to Lita Marchand, our clinical lead, who kept the team motivated and inspired throughout this whole pandemic. Our health promotion team met their targets for the year using creative ways to deliver our presentations, outreach, and this was all done virtually. And just most recently, we were able to actually be going into schools in person. I also want to thank our school boards. I think it's really important for their support, and they've been supporting us for many, many decades now. We ended the year, as Anna said, with a very small surplus, despite the major fundraiser being canceled. Our admin team is very small, but with innovation, dedication, and creativity, we were able to report these achievements. For those of you who have tirelessly committed time and energy to the success of this organization, I sincerely thank you. This is not just a job for a team. It's really a life passion, a commitment to working towards enhancing the quality of life for others. There are no words to describe how proud and grateful I am to work with you, alongside with you every single day. You are humble and full of inspiration and purpose. COVID-19 has taught us to function in a different way. We learned how to work virtually with enhanced flexibility, creativity, and open minds. In the coming year, we continue this momentum and welcome new approaches and techniques. We are grateful for our students and volunteers. Without them, without these individuals, none of this work would be possible. Even during COVID, they remained connected to our organization. The future is bright. We are looking forward to accomplishing our goals in the next year by creating more efficiency and working on reducing wait times for clients. That is key. Now I want to pay a special tribute. Almost 1 year ago to date, on June 23rd, 2021, we lost our incredible founder, Dr. Richard Moriarty, and I would like to play a video as a small tribute to him.
Out of grief can come greatness. Out of mourning can come a movement. And out of a mission can come a visionary. A year ago tomorrow will mark the 1 year passing of our founder and our friend, Dr. Richard Moriarty. Dr. Moriarty was a husband, a father, and a professor. But for the past 4 decades, he, along with his wife Mary, were also a guiding light to those in the eating disorder community. Step back in time with me for a moment to one evening in February 1983 when concerned citizens met at the Human Kinetics building at the University of Windsor because of eating disorders had touched their lives in some significant way. At the time, they were all looking for the same things: information, kindness, and support. This event marked the beginning of BANA's now 39-year journey. Dick and Mary, having recently lost their daughter Erin, quickly stepped into the forefront of the movement. Selflessly, if you'd asked him, he pointed countless others, and yes, he knew all their names, that allowed BANA to grow from the grassroots to a leader in prevention and treatment of eating disorders. But we all knew there was a Moriarty's ability to reach out and touch the hearts of people that opened so many doors for BANA. Only moments into any conversation with Dick Moriarty, you could tell that it was his compassion, sheer determination, and love that built the very milestones that BANA's foundation now stands on. From those humble beginnings at the University of Windsor, to the launch of a hotline so people could find resources, to publishing pamphlets and information packages, to hosting speakers bureaus, to even conducting research, Dick would be the old one you could always call for. He made sure that BANA was incorporated as a nonprofit, launching summer camp programming for adolescents and young adults, the first of their kind in North America. And in 1989, Dr. Moriarty was instrumental in securing funding for the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care for long-needed clinical services, assisting BANA in becoming the first community-based outpatient program in this region to provide mental health services for eating disorders for both adolescents and adults. For decades, he served as a mentor, a driving force, a goodwill ambassador, and our #1 cheerleader. Today, as both a community-based outpatient eating disorder program and most recently an intensive outpatient program, BANA prides itself on its multidisciplinary team approach with a staff of social workers, dietitians, a nurse practitioner, all working alongside health promotion and administrative teams. This is a vision Dick insisted on and championed for since day one, and no one was more proud of every step we took. To his wife Mary, and his children Danny, Sean, Katie, and of course Erin, thank you. Thank you for sharing your husband and father with us. Thank you for sharing your pain so that others who understand no longer need to be alone. And thank you for understanding that with your support, so many other families would never need to travel down that road. Dr. Moriarty, when it would have been so easier to just walk away, you embraced tragedy and created a legacy. Over the years, countless lives have been changed and even saved thanks to your early efforts. Along the way, tens of thousands of individuals, families, educators, mental health and wellness providers have all been immeasurably and positively impacted by your legacy. To our founder and friend, we will miss you. We owe you so much, and we hope that we can continue making you as proud of us as we have always been of you. In talking with Dick's family over the past year, they would tell us how much he'd like to go for walks and find a nice place to sit and watch the people go by. Although we may never be able to walk in his shoes, maybe we can learn to take a few moments like Dr. Moriarty to slow down and reflect on how we can leave the world around us a little better than how we found it. With this in mind, as we look back at our humble beginnings as a small support group at the University of Windsor, we are proud to announce this summer, as the university's new athletic center opens, BANA has dedicated a memorial bench in Dr. Moriarty's honor with a plaque that reads, donated by the Alleviate Anorexia Nervosa Association, in memory of Dr. Richard Moriarty, founder of BANA, University Professor and Athletic Director. Your legacy will continue to support, encourage, and inspire us all. Once again, thank you, Dr. Moriarty.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Brought back a lot of memories. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary, for being here.
Yeah. I'm just going to add, thank you very much. I'm Sean, and I know my father would be so proud of the work that you have all done and really taken his vision and made it a everlasting organization, and the accomplishments that you've all done and the, the work and the outreach, to make it and made a difference in so many other people's lives, with my mother and father, and actually Katie worked. There was a picture actually in there of my dad with Patrick was on his belly. Patrick Moriarty, who later went on to be the Volunteer of the Year with BANA for you folks. So it's really been, our whole family has, participated, I think, and we're very proud. I know Dick would be very happy and thankful.
Thank you so much, Sean and Mary, and the rest of you for being here today. And we're so proud of the legacy that Dick has left for all of us and the work that we do every day. And we are inspired by it. So thank you very, very much. Now we are going to move on to the awards. This is one of my favorite parts because it's nice to really present these awards to people that have made such a difference in really honing in on our mission and vision and everything that we believe in at BANA. So I will play this, and congratulations to all these wonderful award recipients.
Our Outstanding Volunteer Award winner came to BANA during a transitional time in the middle of a pandemic. But what she brought with her was a thirst to understand and a passion to advocate for mental health and wellness. Alana's boundless energy and dedication has made her an invaluable member of the team at BANA and an asset to our clinical, health promotion, and administrative teams. Always eager to take on new tasks, she has been instrumental in helping us in time-sensitive projects. As a future social worker, we can only hope that she is learning as much from us as we have from her. It is our pleasure to present Alana Boz for 2021-2022 Outstanding Volunteer Award.
Thank you, BANA. I'm honored to be the recipient of this award. I've learned so much and have really enjoyed my time with the wonderful team at BANA, and I can't wait to see what's to come. Thank you.
Lacoste Printing goes so much further than just their commitment to customer service and support. They become part of your team, helping you succeed. In recent years, as the primary print provider for our Children's Fest, they have helped ensure our success, our ongoing viability, and provide the guidance to help us plan for a better future. This is something we do for every client, because every client becomes a friend. Please welcome Jeff O'Pan, Lacoste Printing's president, as we present our 2021-2022 Outstanding Business Award.
Okay, thank you, BANA. Thanks for the award. Lacoste appreciates the recognition. Over our 70-year history, Lacoste has participated in many programs with respect to healthy lifestyles and healthy living. So to be recognized today from BANA for our contribution to what you do and to what we do in the community is very appreciated. I'd just like to make a quick comment about some of the programs that BANA is doing right now with respect to the children and teens. As a father of teen girls and a teen boy, we certainly see firsthand and openly have discussions about the media, social media, and its effect on their mental health, their well-being, how they judge themselves with respect to others. And so I'm glad to see that BANA puts a lot of emphasis on helping teens through that process, because there's still a lot of self-awareness that they're still trying to glean in themselves, and social media does not do a lot to help them in that regard. So I'm glad those programs exist. I'd also like to comment on the Be Yourself magazine. There's so much good content in there after reading several of the episode magazines that just touch on information from clinicians, mental health people, educators. The things that are discussed in there is just a lot of good, useful content. And so I'd say keep up the good work with that. I think that's a really nice read, and it's useful for people in the privacy of their own area to kind of gain a little other information. And I'd also like to thank my wife, who also works in mental health. She spends a lot of time helping people with a variety of disorders. There's no question the lifestyle eating disorders is something that she spends a lot of time helping with. So I'd like to thank her, because too often I think you hear some of the stories that she has to go through, that people are going through, and it certainly is devastating. And so having support like BANA, for sometimes people who don't get that support, it's really a good thing that BANA is doing. So again, thank you to BANA. Keep up the good work, and thank you for the award.
When it comes to acceptance of all peoples in a political arena, one would be hard-pressed to find someone who stands taller than Dr. Jill Andrew. As the MVP for Toronto St. Paul, Jill serves as the Ontario NDP Culture Critic and Women's Issues Critic for the official opposition. In 2021, she successfully tabled an act to proclaim Bill 61 in the legislature, making first week of February. Every year, Eating Disorder Awareness Week. Outside of politics, Jill is also the co-founder of Body Confidence Canada and is an award-winning educator and former columnist, equity and body image advocate, speaker, and writer. As the co-founder of Sizeism Sucks and the Body Confidence Awareness Week, Jill advocates to end size, weight, and appearance-based discrimination, harassment, and bullying. It is our honor to present Jill Andrew our 2021-2022 Outstanding Individual Award.
Good day, BANA. Thank you so much for acknowledging me as your 2021-2022 Outstanding Individual for demonstrating a commitment to the enhancement of healthy lifestyles in our community. This award means so much to me. You all are such leaders advocating for survivors and caregivers and health practitioners who are supporting those with eating disorders. And I really want to say thank you for your work and thank you for acknowledging the efforts I've made as the MPP for Toronto St. Paul's in the Ontario Legislature with the passing of Bill 61, a bill which makes the first week of February Eating Disorders Awareness Week every year in Ontario. That couldn't have happened without your support. It couldn't have happened without our constituents here in St. Paul's and folks across the province, frankly, across all party lines who stood with me and fought to get that Bill 61 passed. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your leadership, for your guidance, and for your advocacy. We know that there are roughly 3 million or so Canadians navigating eating disorders, and right here in Ontario, we've got a solid 600,000 approximately. We need more public supports. We need more publicly funded beds. We need more community-based resources. We need more mental health supports, and we also need to be supporting caregivers who are oftentimes taking up a significant brunt of care for those who are navigating eating disorders. So thank you very much for acknowledging me. I wish you well at your AGM, and just thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I accept this not only on my behalf, but on the behalf of everyone who stood with me here in St. Paul's and across Ontario to get Bill 61 passed, to make it law, and also to everyone who has stood with me to fight against body-based discrimination. Thank you very much.
As a community health center, VCHC continuously aims to support the people of Windsor-Essex County by offering equitable, safe, and quality care that is client-centered and close to home. We at BANA are proud of our long-standing partnership with our friends at the VCHC, and more specifically, the Teen Health Program, where they have been through our shared regional intake program, collaborating on best practices, working together to promote advocacy, and most recently, the Windsor-Essex Intensive Outpatient Program. It has been our pleasure to learn and grow alongside our colleagues at the VCHC. We are honored to invite their Executive Director, Rita, to accept our 2021-2022 Outstanding Nonprofit Award.
Hello, my name is Rita Typen, and I'm the Executive Director of the Windsor-Essex Community Health Center. This award is a huge honor. Thank you to our friends at BANA. Thank you for recognizing the important work that Windsor-Essex Community Health Center does in Windsor and throughout Essex County. At WeCHC, we envision a community where health and well-being are optimal and available to every member of our community. Our mission is to design and deliver accessible, inclusive, and collaborative primary care, illness prevention, and health promotion for residents of our community. We continually encourage our clients to become active participants in their care and to join us in our efforts to build a community where everyone can achieve their highest level of health. In ending, I would like to thank all of our staff. They are the backbone of our success. Without the hard work of each and every member, we would not be able to do the work that we do in our community. Thank you very much for this wonderful honor.
Our final community award is not one that BANA gives out every year. It is reserved for individuals whose service has been extraordinary. Named in honor of BANA's founder, Dr. Richard Moriarty, this award is presented in recognition of outstanding leadership and commitment to the ideals behind the mission and vision of the Bulimia Anorexia Nervosa Association. This year's recipient is Catherine Ford. After more than 15 years as an analyst and policy advisor for Ontario Health, including 4 years as senior policy advisor for mental health and addiction sector, in 2021, Catherine Ford joined Eating Disorders Ontario. Catherine's wealth of knowledge of the mental health sector is second only to her compassion and drive to create a better, healthier community for us all. We are honored to have her guidance and leadership as she's helping Eating Disorders Ontario usher in a new era of prevention, education, and treatment. It is our honor to present Catherine Ford our 2021-2022 Moriarty Leadership Award.
Good afternoon. My name is Catherine Ford, and I'm the Director of Strategy and Transformation at Eating Disorders Ontario. Most of my work in eating disorders, however, has been as a policy advisor at the Ontario Ministry of Health. I want to thank BANA very much. I'm both incredibly honored and deeply moved to receive the Moriarty Leadership Award for 2021-22. Leadership goes far beyond the work of a single year, however, and depends on many, many people. And with this in mind, I want to thank those of you who have supported and sustained my efforts in eating disorders over the past 2 decades. Without you, I would not be here today. First, thank you to my colleagues at Eating Disorders Ontario and OCOPED. Dr. Gail McRae in particular opened the door over 2 decades ago, welcoming me and inspiring me with her leadership and dedication. Secondly, thank you to all of those clinicians and individuals with lived experience who have shared their concerns and ideas over these many years. It is for you that we do this work. Third, thank you to my former colleagues at the Ministry of Health who listened and continue to listen, and without whom much of my work would not have been possible. And lastly, thank you to the staff at BANA, whose leadership and work in eating disorders have served not only the Windsor area, but also the province at large. From its origins to the agency it is today, BANA is truly a leader in the world of specialized prevention, mental health promotion, and treatment, not only locally and provincially, but also internationally. The building of the new level of service in Ontario for eating disorders prevention is unprecedented, and BANA has played a critical role in supporting this work. These last few years have been incredibly difficult. Through it all, BANA continues to demonstrate the values of compassion, determination, and love set out by Dr. Moriarty and his wife, Mary, so many years ago. I, too, hope that in some way my actions reflect these values. While we have come a long way over the last 2 decades, we have work to do, and I am optimistic that together we will continue to make progress. Thank you again.
Well, congratulations to all these wonderful award recipients. Very, very much deserving. So thank you all for participating and listening to that piece. Now we turn over to some staff milestones. As you can see, we have 4 staff that are celebrating milestones this year. And as we recognize the following staff, I think of this quote: it's kind of fun to do the impossible. And I feel like this work sometimes feels like the impossible, but at BANA, and Walt Disney actually said this quote, is exactly what our motto is really that we grow, we change, we pivot, we do all of these things, but it's these individuals here listed, as well as all of the staff here, that have grown with the organization. They demonstrate patience, resilience, dedication, and flexibility. Marissa Casey, with her 5 years of service award. Marissa is our health educator who shares her many talents with us, including outstanding presentation skills, impressive organizational skills, and creative designs, not to mention her professional photography talents that she does on the side. Marissa is an excellent communicator and has contributed so much tremendously to the Eating Disorders Ontario Prevention Provincial Build. So congratulations, Marissa. Dana Dupuy with 10 years of service award. Dana began her journey with us as a student. She spent 8 years as the intake specialist, developing and enhancing the 1855 centralized intake that we share with WeCHC. Sometimes we just say called Dana, 1855 called Dana, because she's the master of the centralized intake. Now in her new role as IOP coordinator, Dana shares her client-centered approach, and she continues to do that. Her ability to connect with all clients in a way that is unmatched and I have never seen. She has given to us and clients her yoga specialization as she is a certified yoga instructor. As we move to Patrick Kelly, so you guys hear a lot of Pat. With 15 years of service award, Pat plays and wears many hats. He's the jack of all trades, and he does anything from communications, PR, IT, fundraising, and graphic design, just to name a few. He also shares with us his unmatched creativity and vision to bring projects to life, such as the magazine, ads, slogans, and campaigns. He has helped us to brand our Be Yourself slogan and continuously bringing BANA's name nationally and internationally. As we move to our last recipient, it is Shandi. And Shandi has been with us as well for 15 years. And so congratulations, Shandi. Shandi keeps us financially accountable and has the ability to strategically work with me to think of ways to turn pennies into dollars. Welcome to nonprofit. She is committed to learning and implementing new practices to enhance our organization. She fosters integrity and fairness in all of her work. So congratulations to all of you on these milestones. You're all very well deserving, and I really appreciate all of the work that you do every single day. Some special recognitions. The first one I wanted to pay attention to is Dr. Jose Jerry, and she's not able to join us today, but I wanted to publicly thank her for 20 plus years of service at BANA. She is our supervising psychologist. Jose and the clinical team met each week for clinical rounds. With Jose's professional input and expertise, passion for eating disorders, our staff and organizations learned and grew so much with all of her expertise. We cannot thank her enough for always sticking around, doing many changes and growths, as you can imagine, over the last 20 years plus. At this time, I would like to pay special recognition to Rita Azar. She was on our board, but has left our board as of December, and her contribution to the board. Rita held the board as director. She was passionate, kind, witty, and has a great moral compass. So we want to thank Rita for her contribution. Anna's contribution to the board has been long-standing, as we've all mentioned here in our meeting today. As the treasurer for the past 7 years, I cannot thank Anna enough. I think we can all say the same for growing with our organization and growing with us. As we doubled and now almost tripled our funding from the start of Anna's tenure as treasurer, she has been alongside us to guide us every step of the way. She has openly shared her expertise in finance, her kindness, and her time with us. From a personal point of view, your warm rapport and support have been very important to us through these years, especially for the last couple of years. We thank you for your continuous positive encouragement and hold immense gratitude for your flexibility and willingness to sign checks and answer questions in record time. Anna, you will be truly missed on the board of directors, but we take comfort in knowing that you will always be here to support us.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very, very welcome. Thank you, Anna. So my goal was to get everybody out of here by 1 o'clock so they can probably jump on their next meeting. In closing remarks, as we look back at the last 39 years, it is evident that we have had many accomplishments worth celebrating. And now facing forward, we are eager to use the knowledge acquired over the years to help us build an even stronger organization for the future. We live in a time of change, so change is definitely inevitable. We are optimistic that with the change in healthcare in Ontario through the Ontario Health Teams, and Windsor Essex is now an Ontario Health Team, we will grow and prosper. These have been difficult times. And it's okay to say that we feel uncertain at times, but we have to stay hopeful. I think it is an important message that applies to everyone to remember to be kind to yourself. Thank you everyone for coming and sharing this time with us. Stay safe, and we look forward to a promising future ahead. Please don't get any heat stroke. As it's a beautiful, it looks better from the outside than the inside, I think. But again, I want to thank all of you, and I'll leave you with this: from change comes growth. So thank you everybody for being part of the change and embracing the growth of BANA. Thank you all for joining us today.